So, why did I bother, in a sense, to create something like Brand Odyssey? Or why did I bother to pursue something like this? Why do we need it? Right? So let's play the marketing game, if you like. If something's successful in the marketplace, it means it's fulfilling a need. So what was the need that I was thinking of when I put this set of philosophies and processes together? Well, I felt that we needed a new set of glasses, that marketing and advertising needed a new set of glasses. Look, in reality, it's not really a new set of glasses. It's a set of glasses that has always existed, but in a sense, we've stopped wearing them. So we need to start wearing this new set of glasses, which we need because the basic premise is what we really need to understand is that we are not aware of our own impulses, right? So consumers are not aware of why they behave the way that they do. Very few people are really aware of their own emotions, what drives them, what their actual needs are. Even fewer people have the capacity to express those emotions. Right? Yet, what do we do? What do we do as a result of understanding that consumers have very, very deep motivations, and we all know this, right? It's in all the textbooks. But what do we do as a result of that? We get people into a room and ask them questions. And lo and behold, as a result of asking them questions, we tend to get a playback of all the different things that they've already been told by marketing, literally. So they play back the ad they've seen, and they play back all the advertising and marketing messages about the brand or about the category or whatever that they've seen. Now, they don't play it back in a kind of like they've recorded it. They play it back in their own words. Okay, and we take this away. Research takes this away and basically says that these are real insights and realizations. Well, in fact, they're not. And really, the marketing people and the marketing team may as well have just sat together and discussed what has been disseminated out there. You don't need to do research to find out, to get a playback of what's already been disseminated out there. So the thing is, we can't realise what really drives us. And there's this guy, a philosopher who has nothing to do with marketing, I think, obviously, but a philosophical luminary, maybe the greatest philosopher of last century, a guy called Ludwig Wittgenstein, and he said, and this is really such a truthful statement, he said that the hardest thing for anyone, the hardest thing for you to do is to not deceive yourself, right? Nothing is so difficult as not deceiving oneself. Now, if you really understand people and consumers, you realise that the truth in this statement. What he's really saying is that self-deception, right? Unconscious self-deception is endemic to the human condition, right? It's impossible not to deceive yourself because you're not actually aware of what's going on. And sometimes we don't really even want to know what's going on. We don't want to face what's going on because it's too unpleasant, or for a lot of different reasons. Yeah. So that is basically a very singularly insightful thing to say about people and about consumers, in the sense that people have no choice but to be self-deceptive. So again, that really makes a mockery of how we actually get information from people. We ask them questions and ask them to give us back answers, and what we're getting back are often self-deceptions, really. So Wittgenstein is actually mocking, well, he didn't know he was mocking marketing, but really, at the end of the day, he's actually mocking marketing by this statement. It's actually quite a true statement as well. Now, the thing is that marketing needs to understand rationalizations, okay? So the fact that I need to buy this washing powder because it cleans my clothes well, and I'm buying this car because it's more powerful than the other car and has better fuel economy and has better resale value, and we need those rationalizations, because without those rationalizations, we've got nothing to deceive ourselves with. But that's what they are, they're rationalizations, right? So you've really got to understand that the real information, the truthful information, lies at a much deeper level within the consumer themselves, right? So, and the reason this happens is because we've got this cortical brain, this big grey matter, this neocortex. It's apparently responsible for all of our rationalizations. It's the governing body, the governing brain of the body. It directs our impulses. So we have these impulses, but they're not very expressed. They're not easily expressed. So the cortical brain directs our impulses and our energies and our desires, and just basically shifts them around. Now you've got to remember, this is the law of energy, one of the laws of thermodynamics or energy, I can't remember, in the sense that energy doesn't disappear. So our impulses and our thoughts, which are basically energies, don't disappear. They have to be directed. And this is what our cortical brain does. It basically directs these kinds of things, right? So we've got to understand that, it's actually, there is no unconscious part of the brain. We have these impulses and desires and needs that we say stem from the unconscious, but no one can actually really map where the unconscious actually exists, right? What we call the unconscious, I think, are simply energies and thoughts and impulses or desires that can be pushed around, that are basically in places that we can't really rationally perceive them, right? We can sort of feel them, but we can't perceive them that well and we can't express them. And that's what the human being is. A human being is basically, I guess, an impulse and a behaviour. This is why Brand Odyssey measures behaviour and it measures needs, because that's what we are. We are a set of impulses, and those impulses are directed by our cortical brain into a set of behaviours. And that set of behaviours vary depending on where we are, where we live, and so on and so forth, right? So, I can describe to you my behaviour and who I am. I can tell you that I'm a 40-year-old man and I'm married and I've got 3 children. And I've kind of, I have this business that I've sort of tried to invent. And, there's for all these different reasons. I can describe to you who I am. But that doesn't really let you know what makes me tick. It gives you some clues, but not really that many clues. For instance, is my business the way I envisaged it, or is it turned out differently to what I expected? Am I at the bottom of my earning potential, or am I at the top of my earning potential? Yes, I have 3 kids, but that doesn't mean really anything in itself. I mean, it's more of it's only an indication of maybe how big my car is, but probably not even that. Real questions are, am I an active parent in raising my family, or am I kind of a more passive and distant and an observer of the family? Did I long for this to happen? Did it happen as part of... these are the questions that we need to understand about people, about me, in order to understand me and to understand other people. However, how many marketing decisions are based on things like age, income, occupation, education? All of them, right? Well, maybe not all of them, but so many marketing decisions are based on those issues. But those issues, understood as static concepts, don't mean anything. My income only gives you a slight indication of what I might do, because we don't know if it's the top of what I'm going to earn or the bottom of what I'm going to earn, basically. So it's not a fantastic predictor of basically who I am.